Hello yogis, this is Julie from Totally Holistic Health, and I'm a little bit croaky this morning. I've got a little bit of a cold coming on, so you have to bear with me. But I thought it would be quite nice, as the weather is quite cold at the moment, just to do something a bit more movement into the body, just to bring a little bit of heat in, which particularly for this time of year is really, really cool because it just helps the body detox. It just helps move all the blood supply and all the lymph around the body as well. So it's a really, really beneficial thing for to do at this time of year. So we're not going too mad, we're just very gently, slowly opening up the body, just allowing just things to start moving around a little bit. So we're going to start off in a nice cross-legged position. Obviously, if this is uncomfortable with your legs crossed, obviously, again, you can just allow those legs to come out in front of you. And if you're struggling to sit up upright, you know, you find you're slouching a little bit, maybe use a wall behind you as well, just to allow yourself to come nice and tall. So whichever way you're comfortable, we're just going to allow ourselves to settle, bring the fingertips onto the floor beside us. And again, just try to imagine that lovely thread just coming out the top of the head, drawing the head over the heart, and the heart over the pelvis. Now we're using the breath, we're going to very gently breathe in, bring the arms above the head, and obviously if you have issues with the shoulders you can just stop here, but if not, just allow the arms just to come above the head, and we're going to gently twist round to the right. So we're going to bring the left hand onto the right knee, the right fingertips behind. So if you just bring those fingertips as close to your bottom as you can, just to allow you to swim nice and tall, and just very gently twisting around to the right. Keeping the breath steady. And then back to centre. Fingertips on the floor next to us. And second side, so breathing in, allowing the arms to come above the head, either there or a little bit higher. Breathing nice and tall, just pivoting round to the left, right hand onto the left knee, the left fingertips just behind us, and just allowing ourselves to become nice and tall, allowing the chest to come round. And then gently back to centre. Now we can change the cross of our legs if we want to, if the legs are crossed. So whichever leg you've got in front, we're going to bring behind, and the opposite way around. Nice and tall again. So we're going to interlock the fingers in front of us first of all. So just push the palms away, and as we push the palms away, we're gently going to drop the head between the arms, just to get a really good strong stretch in the back of the body. So just try to concave your belly in a little bit, so you are slouching slightly here. But we're just pulling the belly back towards the spine to give ourselves a nice strong stretch. And gently opening up, allowing the arms just to settle down. And then we're going to interlock the fingers behind the back. So if you just interlock the fingers and just very gently keep the palms up, and then just slowly ease them down towards your bottom. So what we're trying to do here is just bring those shoulder blades nicely together, nice and down the back. Gives ourselves a little bit of space between the ears and the shoulders. Allow ourselves to become nice and tall, opening up the heart. And you can also just move the head a little bit from side to side if it's feeling a little bit creaky today, which I know mine is. And then gently releasing back to centre. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So make sure that your fingertips are nice and wide. Give yourself a little bit of space between your knees. So bring the knees underneath the hips, nice and strong. So we're very gently going to just reach back, first of all with the right leg, and then very gently with the left leg coming into a plank. So pushing away with those heels, nice and strong. So if you keep your legs nice and glued together, keep the glutes nice and strong, and then gently push back into a downward dog. So dropping the head down between the arms, just enjoying that stretch. You can just pedal out those feet if you need to as well, so just lowering one heel and the other. Just gently opening up the body. And then very gently, we're going to walk those feet towards the hands and stay in a nice forward fold. And come up to centre. Fantastic. Okay. Everyone's warmed up a little bit now. So we're going to come into a warrior one first of all. So try to make sure that your feet are sort of hip width apart. And then just draw yourself nice and tall. So again, shoulder blades down the back, really opening up the chest. And we're stepping back first of all with the right leg into Warrior One. So with Warrior One, try to make sure that your back heel is about 45 degrees away from the midline. And we're just trying to get the right hip forward, the left hip back. Keeping the hands into the heart centre, gently bending that left leg. So the main thing here is this left knee stays above the ankle and above the foot. So you find it wavering from side to side a little bit, maybe just lessening that bend in the front leg. So really strong. Bring the hands behind the back, and again just pulling those fingertips down towards the bottom, opening up the chest. And I'm going to reach forward with that chest, keeping that leg bent. Gently, gently, gently reaching, so you've got a nice long line from the top of the head down to your bottom. And then if you want to, you can continue down, slowly lowering the nose down towards the knee, and the arms can either rest on your bottom, or you can also just stretch them a little bit by pointing up towards the ceiling. And then gently we're going to come back to centre, back into Warrior One. So releasing the hands, coming into Tadasana, so mountain pose. So we're going to come into a gentle chair pose now. So keeping the hands level with the chest. Try to make sure the weight is equal front and back on those feet. We're going to drop down into our chair pose. So again, very slowly keeping the chest open, nice long back, nice long in the chest. And gently coming into a nice forward fold. Slowly coming back up to standing. So we're going to come into more of a traditional chair pose with the arms above the head. Now if you have got issues with the shoulders, I would probably just keep your hands into the heart centre. Really reaching nice and tall with the arms, slowly dropping down into your chair pose again. So really try to crunch your knees together, really be aware of those glutes. Breathe, that's what gives you all that lovely energy. And then gently coming into that lovely forward fold again. Head dropping down. So we're going to have a little gentle twist in here now. So if you bring your weight into your right foot, we're very gently going to just bring the left heel off the floor, so the left heel becomes, or left leg becomes slightly bent. Keeping the right hand onto the floor, we're going to rotate round to the left. So the left hand again can be on the hip, but you can point it up towards the ceiling. Gently releasing back to centre. So bring the weight into the left foot. So bring the right heel off the floor, bending the right knee slightly, twisting round to the right. And again, hand on the hip if there's a problem, or the arm up towards the ceiling. Back to centre and just allowing both those feet to settle on the floor again, slowly coming up. Back into mountain pose. Okay, so keeping the hands in the heart centre, we're going to just gently come back into Warrior Two. Okay, so this is a much more facing the long side of the mat, whereas Warrior One is facing the short side, this is the long side. So nice and wide with your posture. So the main thing is when we bend this left knee, we're trying to make sure the knee stays again over the ankle to protect the knee. So bring the hands into the heart centre and gently shoot them out front and back. So really feel that expansion across the chest. Now we're going to rotate the left palm up. The right hand is going to come onto the back leg, and we're just going to allow the left arm just to open up the left side of the body. So the whole way through doing this, make sure you still keep that lovely connection with the earth. Now we're going to come back up to centre, reaching forward with that left arm, straighten the left leg, and come into triangle pose. Keeping the breath steady. I'm going to bend the left leg again, back into that lovely front leg again, back into triangle. One more, bend the front leg, back into reverse warrior two. And then slowly straighten the front leg, back into that lovely triangle again. Just see if you can go a little slightly more open with the chest. And then bending that front leg, we're going to bring both hands either side of that front leg into a nice lunge. Trying to keep the head up, dropping those hips down. So make sure that your hands are well planted on the floor. We're going to bring that front foot to join the back foot back into that lovely plank. So really strong in the legs, pushing away from the floor, building that strength in the arms, pulling the belly back towards the spine, and then finally dropping into that lovely downward dog. So again, just taking that time just to pedal the feet out. And then slowly walking those feet up towards the hands, staying into that lovely forward fold. And slowly releasing up to standing. Fantastic. Okay, so we need to do the second side now, so I'm just going to turn onto this side so you can see what we're doing. She falls out of balance there. Okay, so nice Tadasana with the feet, hands into the heart centre. So very gently we're going to step back with the left leg into warrior one. So left hip's coming forward, the right hip's coming back, bending the right leg. That can be quite a strong stretch on the Achilles. I know sometimes on this side in particular I can feel that stretch, but that's okay as long as it's comfortable. Really planting those feet down, bring the hands into the heart centre. So gazing forward, nice and strong with the gaze, nice and open with the chest. Bring the hands into the interlock behind the back, palms facing up, really opening up the heart as we drop down to a nice long back. So we've got a lovely long line from the tips of the tailbone to the top of the head. Really draw the shoulder blades back, keeping the chest open, the head long. And then gently we're dropping down the head. Bring the arms overhead. Not forgetting to breathe. Slowly coming back up. Bring the hands back into the heart centre as we just bring both feet together. Okay, so we're going to drop back into our chair again. So again, really clenching those knees and the feet together, or if you're struggling with your knees, like if your bony knees put a block or something behind or between these or a blanket, something that you can really grip well with. Dropping back into that lovely chair. Keeping the chest nice and open. So you should feel this in your glutes and the quads, but use the breath. And then come into a lovely forward fold, stretching the back of the legs. So gently, we're going to just sweep the fingertips backwards and forwards on the floor, slowly coming back into that lovely traditional chair pose with the arms above the head. Really reaching forward. Coming back up into mountain pose. Stepping back now with the left leg into warrior two. So the whole of the chest faces the front of the mat. Bring the arms back into play. Really strong in those legs. So the left hand goes onto the back of the left leg, the right arm comes overhead. Really doing that stretch. The right side of the body, slowly straighten the front leg back into triangle. Opening up the heart. Bend the front leg back, sweeping the arm over into reverse warrior. Straighten the front leg back into that lovely triangle. One last time. Reverse warrior. You can drop down a little bit lower with that leg and slowly opening up into that lovely triangle. So again, if you want to, you can just really open up the heart towards the ceiling. Breathing and then gently rotating around either side of that front leg. Just dropping really nice down. So you've got a lovely stretch on that hip flexor there. And obviously if that is too strong, you can bring that knee down. So making sure the hands are nicely placed on the mat, coming back into that lovely plank. So both your feet together, stretching away with those heels, strong in your arms. Spreading those fingertips to make sure that you're spreading the weight through the fingers rather than the wrists. And then gently, I'm going to just bring the knees nice and wide and drop back into a lovely pose of a child. So again, reaching forward with the arms, stretching out, stretching the fingertips, and maybe you'll bring the palms off the floor into a really nice, gentle stretch of the shoulders. Before gently coming onto our bellies and then resting our head onto our forearms. So we're going to just very gently bend the right leg. Slowly reach back with the right hand, just grab hold of that foot, gently coaxing it towards the bottom for a lovely strong stretch in that quad. And releasing that one, placing the head on the right forearm, reaching back with the left, grabbing hold of the left foot, slowly easing it towards your bottom. Really enjoying that stretch. And then if you want to, keeping the head nice and straight, just grabbing hold of both our feet. So try and bring the shoulder blades together, really again opening up the heart, and we're going to push back with those feet, slowly raising the top half of the body up. Keeping the breath steady. If there's any pinching in the back at all, just release down and just keep the knees bent. Or just do one leg at a time. And then gently releasing back down, just allowing the head to rest on the forearms. And then maybe bending the leg at the knees and just rocking a little bit from side to side. Maybe windscreen wipering those legs. See how that feels. And then gently, I'm going to come back onto our cross-legged position as we started with. And just allow ourselves just to settle, focusing on all those lovely sensations of openness in our body, but also the fact we've just allowed that blood supply just to very gently start pumping its way around. So a slightly stronger practice this week, but as always, thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Till next time. Bye bye.